We are backstage at Montreal Comic-Con. I'm here with Dr. Peter Weller. How was that panel?
That panel was one of the most entertaining ever because one thing I hate is being interrupted in an interview in Montreal by some squeaky carriage door back there. Anyway, it was very entertaining because a lady came up to the table yesterday and said, "What about this episode of White Tulip? Can you explain this to me? I hear there's a lot of personal background with it and so forth." And I said, "Are you going to be at the?" I didn't have time to get into it then. So are you going to be at the panel? She said, "Yeah, I'll come to that." I said, "Okay, ask the question there, and I'll tell everybody about it." Now, it was perfect because this whole thing with White Tulip, the guy who said, "How did you get the gig, and what was your liaison to Star Trek Into Darkness?" That's Bad Robot. Bad Robot had Fringe, and the episode of White Tulip is the thing that led me into Star Trek Into Darkness. So to be able to tell everyone in the audience how the episode of Fringe came about and how that led into the parking lot conversation with JJ.
Well, that's amazing. It's really great that you have you have a different acting approach than a lot of other actors because there's so much reason for all your choices. For instance, you've done not only one but two iconic characters, especially to me, RoboCop, of course, but you also played Batman. I mean, this is an interesting thing. This is a character who, he retired. They pulled me back in.
Yeah.
You have to play a tired Batman, a resentful Batman.
Yeah, a resentful Batman.
Exactly.
Indeed, a guy who's remorse about it. Yes. Yeah, and that was fun.
That was course.
Yeah. But that's Frank again.
Yeah.
I was just paid to say the word. So,
what do you think about the resurgence and popularity of Buckaroo Banzai since that movie Ready Player One? So many new kids know that movie now.
I know that my own kid had no clue about Buckaroo Banzai, man, or no interest in it. All of a sudden, he watches Ready Player One thanks to Steven. I think it's Steven who put that in there. Of course. And by the way, at the beginning of it, when he goes to that arcade, there's a RoboCop walking past you there, man.
Yeah.
At the beginning of it. So I got two homages to Steve, but Steve's a great guy. Steven visited the set of Star Trek Into Darkness, and such a supportive, great guy. I've never worked with him, but known him a long time. He's a lovely cat.
Excellent.
Lovely.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us.
Hey, man, it's great to be in Montreal, and it's great to be at a Comic-Con, and it's great to hang out with you, man.
Absolutely. Pleasure meeting you.